Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dylan's Daily Show. So, George Soros, at the ripe age of 87 years old, has just pledged $18 billion to his Open Society Foundation. $18 billion. Now, just stop it and kind of contemplate that number for a second. This man just took, by the way, he has a net worth 23 to 26 billion, depending upon where you look. This man took $18 billion out of his net worth and pledged it into his Open Society Foundation. Now, what that means, we'll get into as the video goes forward, because I really want to talk about this. I think it's crucial. But I want to talk, I mean, this makes it literally second to only the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in terms of assets in the United States. And, you know, this guy, if you don't know who George Soros is, he's a massively, he's a huge, big-time globalist, you know, a massive proponent of globalism, of kind of an open borders, you know, one world government kind of group, kind of world. He's donated to things like Planned Parenthood, Black Lives Matter. He's supported many, many Democratic candidates. Just recently, he obviously put a ton of money into Hillary Clinton, fighting back against Donald Trump, because Donald Trump's agenda directly goes against what George Soros wants to do. But this news is stunning. This news is absolutely stunning. The fact that he's pledged $18 billion into his Open Society Foundation. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean? Because this is when things start to get interesting. So this can mean a couple of things, right? What I'm getting from this is that he's worried. He's worried. You know, the Trump movement, and we have Brexit and the Trump movement, you know, these nationalist movements that are breaking out around the world, where it's like love of country before love of globalism. You know, support your own country before you support other countries. And it's really happening in the United States. We saw it with Brexit. Obviously, it's a little slower over there, but, you know, over here, it's happening big time. George Soros' agenda is being directly challenged on a daily basis because of this. I mean, this guy is trying so hard, and he's been pushing for this globalist agenda since the 70s. This guy's been around doing this. I mean, the guy's 87. He's been around for, I mean, he's older than sin, but I mean, you know, he's been doing this for the 70s, since the 70s. And this really, to me, shows that, you know, this could be a last. Now, is he in bad health? Is that why he's doing it? Who knows? I don't think he's in bad health, because he's also plans to pledge another $2 billion in the years to come. So, I mean, who knows? These rich people live forever with their, you know, they have all these heart surgeries. In fact, I forgot the name of that guy who just died recently. But he had like 7 heart transplants or something. I mean, it's insane how they keep these people alive. Medical advancements. But they're losing the fight, ladies and gentlemen. They are feeling threatened by alternative media sources, by these nationalist movement. And that is why it's so important. I mean, this $18 billion, this isn't going to some, that's a huge amount of money. This isn't going to some like small campaign. This isn't going to fund some group. This is going for all out war against these nationalist movements, ladies and gentlemen. And that is why it is so important that we keep track of this stuff. That's why it's so important that we invest in alternative media sources. That is why it is so important that we continue to fight what we're fighting right now. Because as soon as this money starts to be put to use, it will be all-out war against alternative media, against these nationalist movements. He will be fighting for a one-world government. He will be fighting for a globalist agenda. And it's up to us to fight back against that, to stay informed. Now, your way of fighting, you know, whatever it may be, I'm not saying go out there and, you know, riot in the streets. Just keep yourself informed. Change opinions, talk to people, find other people that agree with you, you know, get the ball rolling on this thing. Because right now the pendulum is swinging in the opposite direction right now. You know, for a while there with Obama, it was swinging in the left, but I mean, it's swinging back, and this is crucial. This is a crucial time for us. George Soros would not have pledged $18 billion to the Open Society Foundation unless he believed that he needed the $18 billion to fight back against his system. I mean, you don't donate that much money unless you feel like you're losing, unless you feel threatened. And I genuinely believe he feels threatened by Donald Trump. I genuinely believe he feels threatened by these nationalist movements, because this guy is devoted. Again, he's been doing this since the 70s. 70s. This guy's old. This is the time. And it's very important, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I do I try very hard on a daily basis, and I've got a big news coming for you guys in the next couple of days. I'm going to be making a big announcement for you guys, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy that. But, you know, I have been working with other people and fighting myself, and I know a lot of other people that are doing this as well, fighting this globalist movement, fighting this agenda to destroy nationalism. Look, they don't want our country. Everybody hates the United States. Everybody that supports the globalist agenda, everybody that doesn't like what we do here, they hate the United States. Why? Because we're the last beacon of freedom. We have our rights. We know our rights. We have a constitution. We support our constitution. You know? And the leftists can't stand that. The globalists cannot stand that. They cannot stand the fact that regardless of what happens, shooting-wise, the American people are still not willing to give up their right to bear arms. They can't stand it. They can't handle it. They hate the United States, and they are trying to attack it. That's why you have people running on these platforms, you know, trying to fundamentally change the United States. That's what Obama tried to do with Obamacare. Obamacare was built to collapse so we could implement a single-payer healthcare system. That's why we had Bernie Sanders running. The plan was for Barack Obama to be president and then to move on to a more extreme Democrat, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, whoever it may be. I mean, obviously they wanted Hillary Clinton. The establishment supported Hillary Clinton, but the Hillary Clinton was supposed to be next because she was supposed to, when Obamacare collapsed, which the plan was, she was supposed to implement single-payer healthcare. We were going to have a socialist healthcare system by the end of Hillary Clinton's term. So thank God that Donald Trump won the election, because otherwise we'd be screwed. We would be genuinely screwed. This was probably the most important election in a very, very, very long time in this country. Essentially in the modern era, it's probably the most important election we've had. And think about it. We were alive to witness it, to support it, to vote in it, some of you guys. I mean, it's insane. But I mean, this is the plan. And think about it. You know, they don't care about the American people. These politicians don't care about the people. Obamacare knew that Obamacare was built to collapse. The architect of Obamacare said it was built to collapse. And he passed it anyway. Healthcare is a huge problem. He's toying with people's health. The Democrats, the Republicans are toying with people's health. No. Republicans aren't passing healthcare plans that are built to collapse. That's Obamacare. Obamacare passed with not one single vote from Republicans. So, again, I'm digressing. I know. We're supposed to be talking about George Soros and his $18 billion, but this whole thing is part of the same movement. It's this globalist agenda. It's this anti-American agenda, and at some point, we have to fight back against it. And I think we're doing a fantastic job right now, but they feel threatened, ladies and gentlemen. They feel threatened, and we can't allow them to regain power, because as soon as they regain power, they're not going to let up. And so we can't let up either. We can't say, oh, it's never going to happen. The idea of a one-world government, it's never going to happen. People openly support this thing. People think the idea of this one world government, of this globalist organization, they think it's some like secret underground conspiracy. This isn't a conspiracy at all. People openly support this. George Soros's foundation is called the Open Society Foundation. What the hell do you think that means? Open Society Foundation, ladies and gentlemen. No borders, no language, no culture. You know, it's one of my favorite things. Michael Savage, radio talk show host. I've been listening to him for years. He says the most important things are borders, language, and culture in this country. And I agree 100%. If you don't have borders, you don't have a country. If you don't have language, you don't have a country. If you don't have culture, you don't have a country. We need to preserve our culture. We need to preserve our language. We need to preserve our borders. Now, that doesn't mean you can't practice another culture. It just means you also must assimilate into our culture. That doesn't mean you can't come to the country. That just means we're going to have a border wall so you can't come illegally. That doesn't mean you can't speak Spanish. That just means that all official documents are in English and you should learn the language of the country that you move to. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below how you feel about this. I am very excited. This is exciting to me. You know, you'd think it'd be intimidating, the fact that he's donating all of this money, but I think that, you know, this movement on the right has grown, and this movement, this nationalist movement, has grown to such a level that we don't need to be afraid of stuff like this, because we can fight back against it, and we've shown that. We took down the entire establishment in 2016, ladies and gentlemen. We can keep going. We can keep going. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you like and share. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more. I will catch up with you guys next time. Bye-bye.